Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Maryland Jockey Club at Laurel Park for a Friday edition of Today at the Races. I'm Dan Ullman along with Keith Fustel. We've got 8 on today's card, Keith, but tomorrow we've got 2 stakes races, the Path to the Black-Eyed Susan and the Preakness, the local path, really heating up. We're getting serious now, stretching out in distance for the Beyond the Wire at a 1-turn mile for fillies and the private terms, a mile and a 16th. These 3-year-olds get a chance to go around 2 turns.
Yeah, and a good lead into races down the road, maybe towards Preakness. That's what we're hoping in the Black-Eyed Susan. You have any early line on who you like in those fields?
You'll have to wait until tomorrow.
I know you and Robin will be on top of that. I didn't dig super deep yet Saturday's card. I got a little business to take to down in South Kakalaki for the Ellery Trials. But, yeah, you're going to be in good hands tomorrow with Dan and Dave.
We also have Preakness tickets available right now. It's a special year. The final Preakness at Old Hilltop, Preakness 150. Tickets on sale, Preakness.com. This 3-year-old season, a lot of interesting shooters from all across the country.
Oh, absolutely. And we saw one unleashed the other day. We had our little hiatus just down the road in New Kent. We had a big, strapping, good-looking horse. Got it done there for Lucas. We'll see if that one arrives here at Preakness 150.
Maybe Wayne goes back-to-back.
Yeah,
in the
that's
Preakness.
right.
He had Season Gray last year.
Mm-hmm.
Preakness Preview Day is going to be here at Laurel Park on Saturday, April the 19th. Not only are there going to be win and your in races for the Black-Eyed Susan and the Preakness, those races, of course, the Weber City Miss and the Federico Tessio, but we've got our handicapping challenge contest. Handicapping contests are back at Laurel Park. It's a hybrid contest. You can play here. You can play online. All the details at laurelpark.com. $500 buy-in, $250 bankroll. You get cash prizes, Preakness tickets, and opportunities to qualify for the BCBC or the NHC tournament, which just concluded last week.
That's right. Last week I saw some of those highlights. I was doing a little bit of remote charting, some notes over the weekend. So, yeah, was on top of that. That was good to see. I think that guy led flagpole to finish, didn't he, right from the start? Yeah, that was
It's not easy to do.
No, not an handicapping contest, but congrats. You know, it's always a little fun. You get in there, get amongst friends, you know, and you can kind of put your money where your mouth is.
You'll notice that the track condition is labeled good. Let's take a look at our weather conditions. Really nice day today, 44 degrees. We got some heavy rain a little bit later in the afternoon yesterday. That's why the track's good. I won't be surprised, though, if we upgrade to fast, considering the windy conditions out there as well.
It looks pretty close to it right now. Well, Dan, yeah, I mean, you saw it out there. Looks in fine form to me. And the breeze, yes, that's something we're going to be dealing with today. It was awfully breezy. Some gust up to probably around 30 this afternoon. I know last night I had some howling winds in my place.
Let's kick off the card. Race number 1, one-turn mile, 25,000 down to 20,000 claimers. These are fillies and mares. They're eligible for non-winners of 3 life. Take out the 3, Miss Ellery. Take out the 7, Feelin' So Lucky. That leaves us with a field of 6. This is the first leg of our value pick 5. We have 2, an early and a late. This has a low horse player friendly 12% takeout. It's one of the best bets in the business.
Absolutely. I've got a ticket if we want to take a look at this early value pick 5, $24. I got aided for a couple scratches to bring this ticket down. Still tough sequence. I don't have any huge shots, but it was not easy to say the least. 4, 5, 8 to get you started. By the Glass, Ribbons in Her Hair, and Gilda's Girl. Race 2, we'll take it 2 deep from there for 2, 3, 4, 5. The 2 and the 4, Flashy Dude and Lightning Boss. A little bit of value possibly there for that Nest runner. Race 3, we're going to go the 5 and the 6, both coming off of some trouble trips. We've got video spotlights for Bye Bye Wicked Eye and Severn Run. Race 4, I go inside both Kierons, right? 1 B West, 2 Johnny French Fry. Complete this early value pick 5 with the 3 and the 7. I'd like to spread maybe a little bit more in there. If you can add Robbie Bales, please do so. Mike's Motown might be a little bit of a shot, but I'm going to stick with the 3 Fast Talking Man and the 7 and 0 Blitz for fair for a $24 early value pick 5 ticket.
Well, let's discuss our handicapping opinions for race number 1, beginning with your top selection.
Okay.
I think the scratch of the 7, Feelin' So Lucky, really helps your top pick because it looks like the number 8, Gilda's Girl, can be loose on the lead.
Yeah, it could. Internal fractions last time, the track was a little heavy that day. Dawdling, 25 and 2, 50 and 4. It took some pressure around that final turn. I thought dug in quite well against How Sweet She Is. Yeah, maybe she goes ahead and pops. It's a shorter field here right now. I'm worried about Ribbons in Her Hair also possibly going off of the 7/8 race at Aqueduct. Kind of against the grain there that day. We've got a stat for Jamie Ness.
And Jamie Ness stats are usually good, and here's his recent sprint to route numbers. 7 for the last 20, 35%, a $3.09 return on investment. Ribbons in Her Hair is my top selection in here. This horse was entered back and listed as a vet scratch in New York on February the 28th, but you talked about the last race. I thought it was speed favoring.
Yeah.
This horse was wired by the favorite. I thought you finished okay behind the 2 chalks that day, and what I like is what you mentioned. This horse is adaptable to any pace scenario. I don't expect the pace to be fast, and I've got J-Rod in my corner that can stay close.
One thing he does so well, he's a judge of that. He'll look over the form before these races, and if he knows he's got to put him into the game a little bit sooner, he can do it. And he somehow gets them to get that little breather and then kind of try to take it away with another move around the turn into the stretch and keep going. Yeah, Ribbons in Her Hair. So that leads me. I almost went back and put By the Glass on top, second off of a break here for a barn that's going quite well over the last couple months here in Maryland. You got Toriaba. You got a horse that was kind of hampered by that flow last time. Gilda's Girl got away with it easy. And Gilda's Girl, she's not truly a speed horse in her own right. So if Ribbons in Her Hair goes, Gilda's Girl says, let's go. By the Glass could be sitting perfect if this pace kind of heats up to like 47 and change. Lurking will be By the Glass.
And the Gorham Barn you mentioned going very well. Omaha ran really well to the third in the Virginia Derby last week. That was a speed favoring track. The horse had to rally from last. Gorham told me that horse might run in the wood to try to get some points. He's 15th right now on the Derby points list. Pretty impressive for a horse that won here at Laurel Park by 7 lengths. 8, 4, 5, and 6 for Keith. 5, 8, 4, and 6 for me. We're just getting started on a Friday afternoon program at Laurel Park. Let's move on to race number 2. We're going a mile and a 16th. This race is for 3-year-olds, 20,000 down to 16 claiming price. Scratch the 6, Bud's Island. It's a big scratch because I had that horse the morning line favorite and the horse perhaps to catch and beat. This is the first leg of our 50-cent pick 4. This is a pretty popular wager, the pick 4. I think you can get some nice payouts today.
Yeah, it's this race here is a little bit of a head scratcher, even a 5-horse field. Lightning Boss. We both kind of come back. Lightning Boss, I think, might be the speed of the speed. We'll see. But Mr. Mendelsloh comes out of that race where they went really quick last time. But he showed no early interest like he'd shown in his other race. Lightning Boss back to a fast track. Second time in the barn for Jamie Ness. He's had some luck with some of these runners of recent note up at Parks. I think Lightning Boss, let's go second Lasix fast track. Let's try to be aggressive here and take this field coast to coast.
Yeah, Ness has taken over the training for DEA Racing. They're 2 for 2, I believe, over at Parks. This horse does have speed. I think is going to control the pace. And I thought looked very good wiring them in his only prior start on fast going. The problem is his last 2 starts were on wet going. He didn't seem to handle it, so I'm hoping this track firms up in a hurry. You talked about Mr. Mendelsloh a little, but this horse is taking a big class drop.
No doubt, no doubt. Dropping down from the optional claimers. These last, I really liked him 2 races back when he got to the front. Just couldn't quite hold on. Just was dull early last time. Never really wanted to get involved. I went back 2 or 3 times. Let's watch this video again. Is there something I missed? Something out of the gate? I really didn't see anything, and just was flat. This is the appropriate move here. This is a horse that broke its maiden for maiden 30. Should be in this spot again. Should be tracking, pushing that issue. With Lightning Boss as well up front.
Interesting, though, that Kevin Gomez had his choice. Mr. Mendelsloh, Not My First Rodeo. He goes to Not My First Rodeo, who will probably be a bigger price. Let's talk about the 2 Flashy Dude. We've got a trainer stat for who else? Jamie Ness.
Jamie Ness, and it's a good stat. Was he recently 8 for 16, second off a 61 to 120 day layoff? Oof. 339 ROI. Flashy Dude and Not My First Rodeo, they both exit that February 23rd race. We have a video spotlight of these two. Now, Bud's Island, and a huge scratching here today, was also part of this race. But let's look down to the inside.
Flashy Dude is just going to get pinched in here, and that's going to hurt him. Watch, he's the number 2, and he's just going to get forced all the way back. You could make an argument that that really cost him the race, especially considering it was his first start off of a lengthy layoff, and then Bud's Island pretty much wired him all the way around the track. He had a lot of ground to make up. Let's watch Not My First Rodeo in the green cap, and now Bud's Island as well. Not My First Rodeo takes a long time to change leads. I thought that this horse got a very good trip in the pocket, got to the outside, had his chance, just wasn't good enough, but ran well. Flashy Dude down inside after that poor start. Just think he ran a lot better than it looks on paper.
Yeah, he did. And one thing we've noticed a little bit upstairs watching some of these races, it's not every day, but you get some of these days, the jocks, they have a tendency, they like to kind of get out to that 3-4 path for the stretch run. Like they feel that footing down inside is not quite as firm. Flashy Dude might have been a victim of that. Also, a little bit of a slower flow this day. That was a lot of trouble out of the gate. I could see this horse move up second time Lasix, second off a little break.
I think you can make an argument he's the best pure closer in this field. We're both going to go 4, 2, 1, and 3. But the key to this race is Mr. Mendelsloh, because he does have that one race where he blew him off the screen, and he is dropping in class, and he's going to be forwardly placed. Interesting to start off our 50-cent pick 4. We'll see if Lightning Boss can get it done first time for Jamie Ness. Let's move on to race number 3. Race number 3 is at 7/8 of a mile. These are maiden claimers, 20 down to 16. Maryland breds eligible for the $25,000 tag. We've got 7 in here with the 6-7 run, your 9-5 morning line favorite. This is the first leg of our Chesapeake Pick 6 wager. 20 cents is the minimum. Pick the first place finisher in each of the final 6 races on the program and cash.
Yeah, this is a race. It's a field of horses when you're looking, following through, now even going out to 7. Who's really going to like this move? I think, Bye Bye Wicked Eye is a horse going first off the claim for Gina Perry. You got to pay close attention to. Video spotlight horse for us today. You've got J-Rod, and this is a horse that kind of had in trouble a couple times in this race. You're going to pick it up here midway around the turn, late February. Had to pause right in behind horses here around the turn. There you go. The 9 horse, just an easy kind of a wait, and then upper stretch, another issue. So I just think going out to 7, this horse might be able to kind of get in position early. Any chance of not being stopped around the turn will kind of grind through. You see this right up behind horse's 8th pole, shifts out. But of anybody that's going to appreciate 7, it might be this guy.
No, I think that this race was, you just saw it. I mean, he was completely stymied in behind and in and among horses, and once he got out in the stretch, he came with a good, strong run. He's a very dangerous contender in this race. Severn Run is in here as well. Let's talk a little bit about Severn Run, and we have a video spotlight for Severn Run's most recent race, because getting out of the gate, this horse gets steadied in the early portion, and I think it hurt him.
Oh, absolutely. Kind of gets up in here into position, showing that speed, but then drafts back a little bit of a rating hold, takes back off of the leader in that opening furlong, and then right here, a little steady along, almost a check, you could call it, past the 4.5 furlong pole, ends up kind of in behind the quartet of leaders. But all in all, I thought got into position for the stretch run and chased willingly enough, a little flat through the last 16th of a mile, but a slight, when you're looking at these other horses moving up 12.5, kind of an even move here. I think Severn Run's going to fit, because I think you see that 22-3 opening quarter might be laying pretty close today in the clear.
But this was a good race, and he did finish ahead a couple of these horses. And the runner-up that we saw, who took a tough beat, came back ran really well at Colonial the last week in a restricted maiden special with a 60 Beyer speed figure. I have to apologize to our team because my picks are wrong. It's actually 5, 6, 4, and 3.
Okay.
So that's on me.
Forgiven.
Boy, it's early in the week for me to be making
hey,
mistakes.
We're getting back off the break too, so you got to give us a little bit of a
fault. I apologize. Yes, so for the afternoon it'll be 5, 6, 4, and 3 in race number 3. Fin d'Oro is going to be your third choice in here, and Fin d'Oro is a horse that was sort of down on the rail last time out, and I thought ran okay.
Yeah, we'll have to deal with Tetched a little bit, and we'll have to deal with Severn, but that was the best effort to date for Fin d'Oro. Second time Lasix involved, just seemed a little bit more focused throughout in that most recent race. So I do think this horse gets out there. The pace is just, in that late 47 and 4, 48 1. This horse can stay.
This horse is going to sit a good trip. But don't you think Tetched is also going to show some speed? Now, I'm starting to get tired of Tetched's act after failing as the favorite in his last 4 races. But something tells me maybe they jumped ship. This horse will be a better price, and he'll get to the front. And again, our team's the best, aren't they? They were able to fix us right on.
That. Yeah, I mean, Tetched, will he change tactics a little bit as well? You see that short comment urged early. It's a good visual, kind of, hustled off the feet. Maybe this horse needs to be taken back just a little bit and rated. I think 3 races back, you go back to a mile and a 16th. The stamina kind of buildup is there. I think just Weston's, maybe let that speed go ahead and go and try to make that run from 4 or 5 out of it.
But we're both going to go with the 5, Bye Bye Wicked Eye, off the Gina Perry claim. And Gina Perry's just one of those underrated trainers. You think about the recent claims here. Urban Symphony scores at 10-1 on December the 1st. Buoyant off the claim, wins January 31st off the claim. So she has a tendency to move them up. You saw the trouble last time out. Lots to like about Bye Bye Wicked Eye. 5, 6, 4, 1 for Keith. 5, 6, 4, 3 for me in race number 3. Let's move on to race number 4. We're going 5.5 furlongs. These are some hard hitters. I respect these guys. 7,500 down to 6,000 claimers. The purse is 20,000. We've got 6 in here. This is the first leg of our late value pick 5. 12% takeout on the value pick 5 again. We harp on it because it deserves to be harped on. This is a great bet for horse players. Get involved. You got some carryover potential, and Max got our pick 5 ticket, I believe, for us, and she is going to be singling. She's taking a stand. It's Kieran against Kieran. She wants the speedier one.
She's taking the speed. She knows the road is probably going to go through Johnny French Fry with a clean break. Shorter run of the turn today, too, might be a benefit for Johnny French Fry. There you go. Started with a single. 2 deep in race number 5. She's got the 3 fast talking man and 0 blitz. That's who I had in there. Race 6. A little bit, more of a spread here. 1, 4, 5, and 6. Bay Street would really set you up well if she gets through the first 2. Get you a Bay Street run. Now you're looking at a huge ticket. 4, 5, and 6 stop the cap. Just steady Eddie here for Hammy Smith calling other play videos. Spotlight horse, and I like the value she's got in there with the 6. Dr. Abby will talk about her in a little bit. Race 7 with the 1, 2, and 4. Assume Nothing coming off a troubled trip. Might try to be a little bit more forward in today's 7th race with a better break. So 1, 2, 4 in race 7. Race 8 wrapping it up. 1, 3, 4, and 5. Who can you really trust? Cluck Cluck will get a slew of play, but an interesting drop. $48 ticket for that late value pick 5 for Miss Mackenzie Piper.
And let's take a look at race number 4. You're going to go with B. West. What a hard hitter B. West is. He's won 8 times in his career, and maybe just the class relief can get it done for B. West. I believe we have a stat for B. West.
Yeah.
Here's Kieran dropping at least 50% in claiming price. It works. 45% big ROI.
Yeah, and found himself with a little bit too much to make up the last couple races. Didn't have the easiest of trips. Settling down now. This is a good move for him. And you got Gokman Kokakaya. What else do you need,
Two
right?
for two with Kieran the other day?
Yeah,
He's found
rode
a home
well.
in Maryland.
Yes, got in good position and got the job done. Doesn't have the speed right now. This guy did have the speed. He's kind of lost a step, it looks like, through that opening quarter and 3/8, but he's got plenty of speed to target. Johnny French Fry, Sunset Town, Bullion Bomber. I think these 3, they're going to be close. Even Gott's got it. He'll be on the chase. But I see a contested pace. I see B. West cutting that corner and making a move.
And I'm hoping that Cactus, the number 6, benefits from the inside to out move. We've got a video spotlight in a race that includes Cactus. Cactus, Johnny French Fry, Sunset Town. Sunset Town broke really well from the far outside post and blasts out of there. Cactus and Johnny French Fry down towards the inside. You're going to see Cactus, who broke so well, is just going to let Johnny French Fry go. It was the right move because he would have gotten cooked in a speed duel, but he's down inside basically all the way. There's Johnny French Fry in the circle on the lead. There's Cactus, who has to alter course back to the rail now. And there's Sunset Town, who's just so gutsy in between horses to get it done. I wonder if Cactus sort of works out the Sunset Town trip here, where there are speeds, he's on the outside this time, and he gets the jump on the true closer, B. West.
Absolutely, and getting that position early. I know it was only the first 16th of a mile. That means a lot in these races. It was a big field. He showed the ability, took back. I had to take something out of him. I think he's going to have a little bit more left in the tank because he can just spy from the outside. He's going to need Sunset Town and Bullion Bomber maybe to go on the attack a little bit sooner. Johnny French Fry clears into the turn. Then I think he might just go ahead and go all the way.
And here's Kieran recently, 2 with the jockey that we mentioned, Gokhan Kokaya, 6 for 15, 271 ROI. The barn's on fire, and Johnny French Fry cutting back to 5.5 furlongs. He might have to hustle a little bit, but he's probably the speed of the speed. And he's another one, just like B. West. He likes to beat you. I think this is a pretty interesting race because Sunset Town we really didn't talk about, and all Sunset Town did was win that video spotlight in a 5-horse blanket finish, and he beat several of these.
And getting Poe from the 11 post is not easy to do, and I was thinking he's not going to sustain, and he did to beat me, and he was a good value there at 8-1. Can he pair it up? We shall see.
Turning back to 5.5 work against him a little bit because these fractions might be sharper. If they try those similar tactics, boy, he's got to work to go after Johnny French Fry again.
Yeah, and Johnny French Fry with that shorter run, he may be able to just kind of separate even a little bit more. He's just got it seems a little bit more tactical speed, and J-Rod gets along with him well. He knows he's going to send him right on out of there. Sunset Town's going to have to be on his game. I think he's going to have to be on the attack by about the 5/16 pole.
He's going 1, 2, 6, and 4. Keith and Mac in agreement. That's Mac's single to kick off the late 12% takeout value pick 5. I'll see if Cactus can take a step forward. 6-4, 2-1. 4 down, 4 to go on a Friday morning edition of Today at the Races. We'll be back in a moment. At the races, I'm Dan. He's Keith. We're halfway through the Friday card. We'll move right along to race number 5, going 5.5 furlongs. Maiden claimers 12.5 down to 10. Maryland breds eligible for the $15,000 claiming price. We have 8 in this race. It is the opening leg of our late pick 4. 50-cent pick 4 wager for the late pick 4. Early and late pick 4s on 8 race cards. Tomorrow and Sunday, we'll offer 3 pick 4s.
Yeah, plenty of opportunities here at Laurel Park. You got to like that. This race is another trick one. Maiden 12.5. Fast talking man, I guess I'm chasing. He looks a little bit like a sucker horse to me, but he was kind of used a little bit early last time. Gets back with Gomez, who, granted, he wasn't super close in those 2 races, but he did bring a finish. I'm questionable with some of these horses up front. Can they even last a 5.5? I'm going to trust in Kevin that he can kind of get this horse in position to relax a little bit off the base. I don't want him too far off because I think he's got enough natural speed to take him close. But bring me a finish here in today's 5th.
And I just think big angles in these lower-level maiden claiming races are horses that drop with speed. And last time out, he had to push Ziolino, who we talked about, who's just a better horse who came back and again earned that 60 buyer in the restricted maiden special at Colonial. This time, there's no Ziolino in the race. So Fast Talking Man, real talented, might show a little bit of speed because Sarah Del Fabro can get aggressive first-time gelding. But I agree with you. I think Fast Talking Man's going to be right in the thick of things when they turn for him. I had a whale of a time in this race trying to figure something out. So I decided to go for a price. Mike's Motown may not look great on form, but I studied the results at Charlestown on March the 7th, the day that produced Mike's Motown and Zero Blitz. That was an inside speed-friendly track, and Mike's Motown got bumped at the start and ended up pretty much near the back of the pack, and he just couldn't make up any ground. He's taking a big step up in class, but he's shown some speed over this circuit in the past. It's more of a stab than anything else. Zero Blitz might be the one you want to consider. We do have a stat for Anthony Farrier. Second-time maidens, big number.
Big number, 10 for the last 28, 36% with a 248 ROI, as you're talking about, off the race at Charlestown. And there's been a string of, speed's pretty much dominant at the bull ring, I guess you would call it. But anyhow, talking to Mark Fisher, our guy who covers and does the notes and all the charting at Charlestown, and there's been a pretty big stretch where it's been very difficult to make up any ground in races. And we saw this one. I thought this one kept on quite willingly, caught 3-4 wide most of the trip to keep going. Shortens up a little bit, brings a finish today.
And you could tell that Boca realized that he needed to be close. Because he got the bat out coming out of the gate. He wanted to be aggressive, and Zero Blitz in his debut just wasn't as fast as some of those other ones. But you're right. Never saw the rail, which I think was key in that race. Still ran on well to be third, and he is probably the horse to beat in this spot. Let's talk a little bit about We Called Saul. We do have a video spotlight for We Called Saul, and this is a horse that's kind of dirtied up, isn't he?
He is, and he was his own kind of worst enemy in this particular race on the 28th. Off just very awkwardly to the inside and kept getting in contact, hustled from there, and just never could get involved. The 2-back try I thought was sneaky good off the race at Charlestown. Set it up second time out, 7-1, nearly stole it on the front end. I think it's going to be all systems go from the outside, but can he last? That's the key.
I agree with you about his race 2 starts back because Braceno just seemed to be very confident with this horse when he cruised right up to the lead in the stretch, and maybe he just was building up fitness in only his second lifetime start. If you can draw a line through that last race and you saw a legitimate excuse, this horse can work on a good outside stalking trip at what should be a fair price. Keith's going with Fast Talking Man. He's been chasing that one. I'm just stabbing with Mike's Motown. For me, this is a spread race in any multiple race wager. Keith goes 3-7-8-2. I'm going 6, 7, 3, and 5. Let's move on to race number 6. We're going a 1-turn mile. This is one of our feature races on the card. This race is for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. It's an optional claimer, 40 down to 32. The optional claiming price is take out the 2. A horse that I thought would show some speed in here, Dancing on My Own. We'll talk about the pace in a while, but I want to talk about an old class master. Call Another Play. We have a video spotlight. They turn this horse back in distance. It might have been too short for her, and then she gets pinched out of it completely.
Just annihilated out of the gate. I mean, the horse to the inside took a sharp right-hand turn, and she was just bounced around, pinballed, whatever you want to call it. I mean, knocked off stride, basically. I mean, she's off the lead, 8 out of it, as soon as they leave the chute. So what is she going to do? She ends up making a little bit of a run. Caught 4 or 5 wide, leaving the far turn till about the 5/16 pole. Picks it up a little bit. And all in all, you see the running line closed up to the last 1/8 of a mile, about 3 to 4 lengths. you got to give her credit for the effort because it looked like she completely almost got the wind knocked out of her probably leaving the starting gate.
No, and again, considering the internal fractions of this race, she is advancing 4 wide, and she might have had to have gone 22 and change to just get into position. Sanchez did the right thing here, drops her down inside, realizes she's not going to win the race, but she did show a little bit of finish, and she's just much better at these longer distances with a more striking break. She's going to get close to the pace in this race, and that could be key with that 2-horse out of here. Tell me about a horse, though, that is a strong closer. Dr. Abbey, convince me.
Dr. Abbey's a horse that I went through these PPI. I was like, I remember Dr. Abbey. I looked at the overnight. I said, okay, where's she been? Well, last time out of Park's a little bit of a Z pattern. They went kind of, not terribly fast early, but that's a heavier track. It seems a lot of days. Drops back, the old Z pattern, comes again through the lane. Go ahead. I went back. I read William Humphrey's analysis of the race, how he kind of looked at it, wanted longer. Dr. Abbey, you go back. It's not on this page. A little bit further back, I think it was last February at this track, Laurel Park, with J-Rod. Got it done in a 2 other than. We are reunited today with J-Rod. Jockey-trainer combo has been good, over 20% the last few years. And I think just catches the right kind of feel where she's going to be naturally just a little bit closer against this group. Comes back a couple works since. I think she can just kind of steadily progress into position by the top of the lane and grind it out here at a good number.
No, I agree with you, and I think stretching back out, like with Call Another Play, is going to help her. I think her last 3 wins or so have come routing, so she's very comfortable at this distance. And you mentioned her back class. I think she was actually 3rd in the Heavenly Cause here a while back. She's multiple stakes place. She just needs a little bit of pace to attack up front. I want to talk about Stop the Cap a little bit, Keith, because this horse really tried hard last time out. Inside-out trip, made the lead, and a pretty good closer ran her down.
Yeah, that was the Sammy Davis horse, right? They came and got her. Yeah, I just thought this effort was good. She's consistent, Stop the Cap. She's formidable enough, again, with her speed. I don't know if she's quite as quick. Obviously, Lovely Charm, I think, might be a little bit faster early. But she can get great power. I think Bay Street's going to be the key to this, the whole pace setup in this race, down from the inside for Katie Balls. Back speed. Will she go ahead and bring it fresh today? I'm not sure, but Stop the Cap. You can trust in this horse to be 1, 2, 3.
I think Lovely Charm's going to show some speed as well. She's very tactical out of the gate, and she's usually right there. I mean, she's been in the exact 11 of 17 times. But don't tell Kelly, I think, is a sleeper that you might want to consider at a decent price, or the very underrated Kenny Cox. They just ran this horse in the What Is Summer last time out, and she was in just way too tough against the likes of Miss Buchero. The runner-up from that race has come back and placed in 3 stakes with a 90 Buyer top, tossed that race. Before the layoff, in good form, ran well on turf 2 starts back, ran well on dirt 3 starts back when showing speed. So I know this horse can get up close at a price.
Yeah, I don't think Lovely Charm's going to let her get away with anything. I think she might have to make the move into Lovely Charm. Those two, I think, do hook up at some point, say mid-turn to top of the stretch, hopefully setting up for my top 2 selections. Dr. Abbey, a little bit more better price and Stop the Cap.
Nice wide open race, race number 6. Keith's going 6, 4, 5, and 3. Dr. Abbey from out of it. I'll see if Call Another Play can utilize her back class, stretching out in distance 5, 7, 4, and 3. Late daily double time. We'll move on to race number 7. This race, 1 turn mile. This race for the boys. It's an optional claimer. 40 down to 32, the optional claiming price. Take out the number 6. That is Brooklyn Guy. And Keith, we are in agreement in this race. I apologize. Race number 4 is our top pick.
Yes, Hit the Road Jack. And I think the key is getting back to a route of ground. And we're going to be reunited with Lasix. This horse's last 2 wins with Lasix. Well clear, combined, 12, 13, 14 lengths when you really look at it. Fields just kind of got away from him last time. He just gets back there spinning his wheels. Not super comfortable. I thought he'd run a little bit better. We're back out to the mile today. And in a position, again, you've got Brooklyn Guy, deeper closer out. He can lay close enough. I mean, who's really the speed in here? It could possibly be Irish Exit from the outside. I was back and forth, back and forth. Irish Exit has run well over this track at this distance off of a similar break. Maybe this is a little shorter break, but ran big from a big break back in July. So either one of these two, they're going to key around them. little bit better value, I'd say, to the outside horse.
I do agree that Irish Exit is probably the speed of this race, coming out of a key race at Parks. Another horse that came out of that race, Deposition's a nice second level allowance type, placed over there in that level with a 77 Beyer speed figure. Hit the road, Jack. I was very surprised. They ran last time out going 6 furlongs. I had talked to Rudy. He was on the fence. He wasn't sure. They decided to go. And I just think the way that race was run, not to this horse's best chances as a closer. And I just think the distance is key for a horse like Hit the Road, Jack. He's going to be a very good gatekeeper for St. Jude, because St. Jude is the proverbial could be any kind. He has looked brilliant in several of his races, including this performance last time out, where he just, again, got it done. They were patient with this horse, and the patience has paid dividends.
6-year-old with only 4 lifetime starts, 2 wins, a second. And this was probably as good as it gets. The 2-back try, the return was really good. Now, did get a setup, but you watch this horse, the kind of way his build and his stride, the way he finishes up the last 16th of a mile. I think the extra furlong's just fine for him. And again, he catches a group, no super blazer, so his natural ability to lay close enough and probably just grind you from there is going to make him a tough cookie here in the 7th.
Yeah, and those were quick fractions that he had to stay close to. 23.32 the opening quarter, then 23.41 the second quarter, and then, as you mentioned, he finished it off. I talked to his owner, breeder Jerry Kane, after the race, and he was saying, I'm looking for a one-turn mile spot. I'm looking to stretch this horse out. He's going to get his wish here with St. Jude, and St. Jude, again, has shown a lot of talents, and you could argue, even though he's a lightly raced 6-year-old, he's lightly raced. Maybe we haven't seen his best. In some ways, he's the horse to beat, but we're going to try to beat him. With the 4, Hit the Road, Jack. 4721 for Keith. 4237 for me. We'll conclude our Friday program with race number 8, going 7/8 of a mile. It's a condition claiming race for fillies and mares, 12.5 down to 10 the claiming price. This is a non-winner of 2 life. We've got 6 in here, and listen, Cluck Cluck is taking a tremendous drop in class. The Beyer par for this level is 52. Cluck Cluck's last 2 races, she's earned 67 and 62. So if she runs anything close to that, she's supposed to win, right?
Supposed to, but man, I mean, Kenny Cox trying to get here on the board, and maybe this is just the play. Hey, let's just get ourselves a win. Cluck Cluck. You look at the races, the internals last time, 46-1 behind Take the Money, Honey. I think just missed in New York recently. A horse has a lot of talent for Michael Moore. Catches this group. I mean, just might have enough natural speed mid-turn to go ahead and separate, but I'm still a little bit leery. This is not a horse I'm going to try to get out on if I need to. But talk to me about a new face in town. Just a thing here, 1 for 26, but we have a new rider that's been coming along with some good recommendations, highly touted.
I've heard some nice things about this young rider. He just turned 17 years old. He's from Panama. He was really impressing in the local riding academy down there. First ride, 10-pound apprentice, and he's got a little bit of work to do with Just the Thing, because Just the Thing's 1 for 26 lifetime. So just the thing with him is she doesn't really like to win races, but I think she's coming into this race in sneaky good form, where she had to drop inside last time, shot up the rail, and ran okay to be 3rd. It's all about pace and trip for this horse. I'm not sure the pace is going to be there, so it's up to this young jock to get this one into the race.
Yeah, the weight might really be a key, or help things out for Just the Thing. And she was down inside last time. Shining Spirit was well off the rail throughout, controlling that pace from around the turn to the wire. Might have been on the worst part of the track through the lane. But, Just the Thing, kind of that chaser. Hard to trust, though, at 1 for 26. Who gets to the lead here?
I think the Quit Kwai has got to try to go. I think that's her best chance. The problem is we kind of saw that 2 starts back, going a mile and a 16th, and maybe they tried to open up a little bit too soon in the 3rd quarter of that race, and Quit Kwai was tired. The last race is just a throwout, completely overmatched in a first-level allowance race. I like horses cutting back to 7/8 of a mile. I think Quit Kwai has an opportunity to get to the lead in here. Again, she's 1 for, 18. She's had her share of chances. I'm more interested in a horse with upside. Maybe the 4 Wampy can make it 2 in a row. We've got a trainer stat for Michael Gorham. You mentioned how hot he's been recently. Last out maiden winners on dirt. Gorham knows how to place these horses. 6 for the last 29, 222 ROI, and this horse has tactical speed.
Third off of a break. Yeah, tactical speed. Paperback edition was the leader there. Clear, and this one ran it down. I like it when horses can run down that loose leader, and that's what Wampy did. You're talking about upside. That looks like the one who has it in this race. Now, she's going to have to move up 15, 20 points maybe from a buyer scale if Cluck Cluck comes back and runs like a B plus race.
But it's all about Cluck Cluck because Cluck Cluck was only beaten 5 lengths last time out by Take the Money Honey.
Yeah.
Take the Money Honey came back in New York, got beat a nose in a first level allowance with an 86 buyer speed figure. And if Take the Money Honey was in this race, she would be barred from the wagering.
Yes, she would.
5, 3, 2, 4 for Keith, 5, 2, 4, and 8 for me. We hope that Cluck Cluck does not lay an egg in the finale. Best play time, Keith.
I'm going to go to the 6th race. We had a lot of 6s here. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Race 6, number 6, Dr. Abbey to 6-1 morning line. Not usually a good sign when those numbers kind of trip out. But, yeah, I just looking for a little bit of value. Reunited with J-Rod. Z pattern last, up close, drop back, came again willingly. The William Humphrey analysis. Take note of those. They're very, very good. She wants to get back out to a route of ground. She likes Laurel. She likes the mile.
You can catch Will Humphrey's trip notes at laurelpark.com/picks in our extensive free handicapping guide. My value plays in race number 4. It's the 6,
okay,
Cactus. Yeah. And Cactus, again, moves inside to out. I think there's going to be some speed for this horse to track. And if this horse can stay within range and maybe try to get the jump on a horse like B West turning for home, maybe some clear air will work for a horse that should offer a little bit of value. 8 today. 2 stakes races tomorrow. We've got Mackenzie Pfeiffer, Callie Francois, and Dave Rodman to take you through the 8-race program. And speaking of the great Dave Rodman, we'll go up to the top of the stands for scratches and changes.
All right, good luck.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Laurel Park. 24 minutes to post time, track condition good. Sunny skies, temperature in the 40s today. Brisk west wind, about 20 miles per hour. Here's a look at your changes for the Laurel Park card. First race, scratch number 3, Miss Ellery. Scratch 7, Feelin' So Lucky. 3 and 7 out of the first race. Second race, scratch number 6, Bud's Island. Second race, scratch the 6. Third race, no changes. Fourth race, all clear with no changes. Same for race 5, no program changes. Sixth race, scratch number 2, Dancing on My Own. Scratch 2, Dancing on My Own. Seventh race, scratch 6, Brooklyn Guy. Seventh race, scratch the 6. Eighth race, no changes. Following the 8th race, we'll have 9 races from Club Hippico, Santiago, Chile. American Racing Channel simulcast action. You can wager through Laurel Park on racing from Chile following our live card. 23 minutes to post time. Value pick 5s early and late with a 12% takeout. Mandatory payout early pick 5. Carryover potential late pick 5. Chesapeake pick 6 starts in race 3 today. Third race start of the pick 6 wager. Good luck this afternoon at Laurel Park.